What's up? This your boy TJ Maclin, aka Peach Curls, and I'm in here with the creative mindset. Black Thought. It's on the rise.
Eastside! All right, we back with another episode of the Creative Mindset. Yes, the background really looks different. We have a new home.
This is not AI.
And I'm going to tell you when we get to the end, because it's a special shout out, big shout out to the host. But here at the Creative Mindset, it seems like every episode I tell you we got a very special guest. So I ain't going to sit here and tell you that it's a special guest, even though the guest is very special, but we're going to say exciting. Now, musician, producer, voice actor, engineer. Right, resume crazy already. And please correct me if I'm leaving stuff out, but right now, comedian, taking over the city. One half of Cantu at Dunlap's Bar. If y'all ain't hip, y'all messing up. I want to welcome to the Creative Mindset. You might know as Young Thaddeus Anna Green, also known as Peach Curls, but it's TJ Maclin, y'all. Give it up.
What's cracking? Thanks for having me on the show, man.
Man, I appreciate you for coming.
Man,
You already know what it is.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
If I did forget anything in there, please correct me.
No, that's cool. That's enough, you know.
Giving away too many secrets.
Well, you know, it's just, you know, shit. I'm just broke. So I'll be hustling.
He hit him with the Andre. He said, I saw some fool at the mall the other day talking about.
No, for real though.
But yeah, bro, I appreciate you for coming. The Creative Mindset, we like to speak about what you do and how you do it well. Well, we also talk about mental health, man. And I really want to let people know that's inspiring to do any of the things that you do, that you've done, what we do. Know that it ain't always sunshine and rainbows.
It's rare. Actually, it's rarely sunshine.
So just to even kick it off, to make it just to, you know what I'm saying, grease the hinges. Tell us how Cantu came about, because that Cantu lit, man. Cantu lit.
For those that don't know, it's a variety show every Sunday at Dunlap's, free, 8:00 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. A comedian, writer, or poet, and a musician or a band or something like that, and they do like a showcase. Yeah, so come check that out. It came about because I started doing comedy. Me and Stephanie started doing comedy. Stephanie is the co-host, co-runner. We started doing comedy around the same time, and we had a friend that's been doing comedy for like ever. I'm talking about since like he got out of high school, and he saw what we was doing. He saw that we was actually funny, and he was like, y'all should host a show. I got this venue I got a relationship with that I can get y'all a slot, and then y'all could just run it. Y'all can have it. And he just looked out. He talked to the venue, they gave us a slot, and then we just went from there. It was really the like, cause we both do other things. I'm a musician before I'm a comedian, and she is a writer before she's a comedian. And we just noticed that like it's a bunch of similarities between comedy and music, and comedy and poetry. And a lot of people don't really know that these other worlds exist in the way they exist. Like, a lot of people don't know how strong and how deep the music scene is here, or how deep the writing community is here, just in Northeast Ohio in general. And people definitely don't know about the comedy scene. Because I didn't know about it, and everybody that I told about it, they didn't know about it.
Facts.
So we just decided to like, I guess, decompartmentalize all three of those worlds, bring them together, and yeah, it's been bubbling ever since then.
Man, congratulations to y'all. I just also seen that y'all just won the award. You took the picture in the shadow. What was the award for? Because I couldn't read it. It was crystal.
It was the Cleveland Comedy Awards. To be fair, the Cleveland Comedy Awards it's not really.
Come on, don't do that.
It's no. It's actually not. It's a grift, but it's cool to be recognized.
Absolutely.
But it's like, it's just no disrespect to the Cleveland Comedy Awards. But it's a grift. It's a grift. It's run by it's a whole bunch of politics. I can't even really get into it, but it's tight to be recognized. We won most creative concept. We won an award for most creative concept,
And
which
you don't
is tight.
think that is creative, bro?
Yeah. I mean, it's
And a lot of the who's who from the city has popped in.
yeah. It's been fun, man.
And then you never know who coming through on Con 2. It was a night that I came through for Con 2, and Roy Woods popped in
Roy Wood
there.
Jr. Yeah,
Roy Woods popped in there, and he set that bitch on fire.
He did a
boy.
set too. That was crazy. Yeah, that
Slid
was crazy.
in, threw his jab, haymaker, had everybody on the floor. He was out of there, bro. That's big.
Yeah, we didn't have some folks. You might not know who this is. We had Zach Toscani. He he a touring comedian.
Mm-hmm.
He done did the show a couple times. Ryan Dalton did the show a few times. These are all like, touring comedians. It's easier to get big name comedians than it is to get really big. But we done had Keisha Nicole Foster come through, one of the award-winning Cleveland Arts Prize winners. You feel me? Same award Toni Morrison won.
Mm-hmm.
Cortez Harris, who just got like a crazy book deal to write a James Baldwin children's book, New York Times bestseller type shit. He didn't. So yeah, it's all organic, man. It's been fun, man.
And Con 2 not even a year old yet, is it?
It will be a year. Would it be a year?
Yeah, in like the summer, ain't it?
In August? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. To get recognized in a year.
Yeah, that's
Come on,
pretty crazy.
Quit playing.
Right.
That is pretty crazy.
Don't downplay your accolades.
I'm a time stamper. I like to time stamp. And I remember just coming to Dunlap's before Con 2. So that when you coming up on a 1-year anniversary and you've already been recognized in the city through the politics, you get what I'm saying? And had big names, and like I said, who's and people who not even from the city come tear it down. That's big, bro.
Yeah, that's been the goal too. Like honestly, just to make make like a staple thing for where, like, if you come to Cleveland, if you in Cleveland on a Sunday, like somebody gonna be like, yeah, you gotta go to Dunlap's on Sunday. They do this thing, and that's been the goal, and I think it's working out.
It is.
Now I gotta figure out how to
how
to get that Eddie.
So I heard about you from bruh when you was actually starting it last summer. He was telling me to come down. I was making every excuse just because he was like, you should go up there and do the open mic, because I do poetry. I just never made it down. Maybe it was just fear, whatever. I'm really locked in on writing my book. But he did tell me you made that pivot from music to comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And earlier you was talking about the correlation between the two art forms, how they similar. Can you explain like how music is similar to comedy for you?
Well, I think specifically with like rap music, and just from a performance standpoint, it's very similar because you got to kind of understand how to engage a crowd, and that's how I learned how to engage a crowd, was through music, just doing music since I was 17 years old, and then from a writing standpoint, especially when it comes to rap, I think in order to be a good rapper, you got to be funny. I don't like rappers that's not funny. And so that was just always like, kind of just like in the forefront of my mind, because you got to have punchlines, you got to have timing, you got to hit people with unexpected angles, because everybody has heard every bar. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has heard every metaphor for getting money or every metaphor for smoking weed. So it's like, you gotta hit motherfuckers somewhere where they don't expect it. So making the transition to writing jokes, once I learned the structure of how to write it, like the actual anatomy of a joke, it was kind of easy to fill in the blanks because I'd just been writing raps since I was in the 8th grade. So, you know what I'm trying to say? Like the creative element of it is, it's the same.
The setup, the jab, the finish.
Yeah. Setup, jab, then the finisher, then the visual. Like, you know what I'm saying? The illustration, show me, don't tell me type situation. Like Eminem is a good example of that. Like if you listen to I Just Don't Give a Fuck, it's so many visual punchlines in there that's like, what'd he say? You couldn't sell CDs if you couldn't sell 2 CDs if you put out a double album. That's funny. You know, or it's just he got so many visual bars. But yeah, it's so much of the same stuff. And then once you combine the confidence of knowing how to work a crowd with just understanding how to like just formulate an idea into something that can get a reaction, then it's just kind of easy to practice and get better. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I wanted to get into. So
I hope that made sense.
It made perfect sense, at least to me. So that's what I want to get into. When you making a song, you write the song. Whereas you get, let's say, 8 bars, 9 bars in, you might start from the beginning just to still make sure everything flows. Because sometimes you may forget how you said some things when you cheat with some of the bars. You put too many words in it when you're doing standard time. And then music is ever going. So you might start the song this way this week, and then next week not even like it and tear down the second verse or the first verse.
Yeah.
When you putting together a set, how do you exercise your workouts? You know what I mean? Like,
Just doing open mics. Really, that's really what it is. Just going up as much as possible, like getting on stage as much as possible throughout the week. Like in a given week, I'll probably do comedy like 7 or 8 times a week consistently. Sometimes you working out the same jokes, sometimes you working out new jokes, sometimes you adding tags, but just constantly trying stuff in front of new crowds almost daily. It's an invaluable type of practice. And I like the immediacy of that kind of more than music. I still love music, I still do music, but the immediacy of being able to think of an idea in the shower and do it on stage that same night and see what worked about it, what didn't work about it. It's like, it's adrenaline. It's the constant adrenaline rush that you get when you like make a tight beat or when you like write a verse. But then that adrenaline fades because now you got to worry about, I got to mix the song. I got to do the album artwork. I got to promote the song. I got to, you know what I'm saying? It's all this removal from the actual art that, you lose the spark. But with jokes, with comedy, you can't lose the spark unless you just, telling jokes that you don't believe in from a perspective that's not even your perspective, which a lot of motherfuckers do, but I don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So just to piggyback on that, like, how skilled would you say you got to it where you can read the room to know what joke is for what crowd? Because like I've been to certain comedy shows like, oh, y'all laughed at that? I got some shit for y'all then. You know what I'm saying?
This about to sound hella arrogant, and I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I don't really take the crowd into consideration at all, really. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it's impossible to do that because it's different people. It's not like it's the same people. It's different people every time. So it would be futile for me to be like, all right, they probably want to hear this. I don't know what these motherfuckers want to hear. I just know what I have to say. And then if I stand on what I'm saying, when I'm engaging enough, it's gonna work. Chris Rock used to do that a lot, where he would like continuously like hammer in a premise and then just have so many different examples of a premise. I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now, but he had one about like rappers getting soft. You know what I'm saying? And then like he'll say, these rappers is getting soft. Then he would say a punchline that might get a little bit of laugh. Then he'll say it again, rappers is getting soft. And then have another punchline to say it again. And then by the time he did it 4 or 5 times, then the crowd is like, he done hit somebody. The whole crowd was like, oh, they'll be doing that.
They say that about JB Smooth, that he's good at draining all of the juice out of a joke. Get every laugh that you could possibly get. Bring me to another question, just with getting up and having stage presence. Especially in this political climate, everybody's so opinionated and they go to comedy shows with a lot of different views, and I think some people show up to comedy shows not even to laugh, but
just to get mad.
Just to get mad.
Sure.
Which is weird to me. I wouldn't pay my money for that. But how do you mentally fortify yourself for any reaction that you get, whether it's positive or negative?
I always make my jokes about me. I think that therefore that I can't go wrong that way. I'll start off with like a broader premise that, you know, can put the audience member in a scenario, but then whenever there's something to be made fun of, or whenever it's like some slant I have on something being stupid or something being weird or whatever, I'm the dummy in the punchline. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one that's like oblivious, or like I'm never like, you can never like accuse me of punching down, or, you know, that's why I said earlier, people don't really have a perspective. They just say things that they think people will think is funny, or they say things that they think is controversial because it might get a cheap laugh at a bar. But I mean, to my detriment sometimes, like, I'm an artist. So I can't really talk about stuff that I don't really actually believe. And I'm not a hateful nigga. So if I'm talking from what I actually believe, then nothing hateful will come out my mouth. So I don't really have to even think about that, because I'm not on stage making gay jokes, or I'm not on stage making trans jokes, or I'm not on stage talking about how women ain't shit or whatever, because that's not even how I think. I'm up there talking about, you know, how I felt about a certain situation, like how it feels to live in an apartment and be poor, and then an exterminator come and they just spraying chemicals in your apartment. You don't know what these chemicals is. They talking about it's non-toxic. It's killing roaches. How is it non-toxic? What's in this that's like non-toxic to me but can kill roaches? They can survive nuclear holocaust. You know what I'm saying? What's in this house shoe extract? This is ridiculous. Like, that type of shit. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. Or I'm talking about my family, or being black, or being poor. You know what I'm saying? It's not as sad as it's not as sad as it.
It ain't sad. It's just relatable. That relatable nigga shit.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So somebody gonna come out and say that shit, but as a joke, you woke comedian.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not woke.
I'm talking shit, bro.
Yeah. I'm definitely not on some like woke shit. I just talk about me and my perspective and shit that I see that affects me. You know what I'm saying? I can't really speak on how some shit is affecting the world. I can't really speak on how some shit is affecting the kids. I don't have kids. So I'm just talking about me.
So what are those days like? Like, walk us through what's the days like when you don't feel like it? Like, cause we on the ups. We know that these jokes come from your heart and from your real life experiences. And it's safe to say that you ain't gonna speak on nothing that you don't know nothing about. And again, here at the Creative Mindset, we really like to talk about the mental health, because every day ain't sunshine and rainbows.
Mm-hmm.
So those days when you wake up and you just don't feel like it, like, how do you press through that and get yourself together? Especially if you may have a gig where you got to play guitar for somebody, or you might got to get up and perform later on that night.
I think, and I feel like y'all can relate to this, man. Like, I think we get into, I'm sorry, I ate garlic shrimp before I'm sorry.
That heartburn pop off?
No, it's just these burps is
You straight, man.
fragrant. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't smelling you.
But I feel like I had imposter syndrome very early on in life, because I was not a great student. I was smart, but I just didn't do well in school. And like, instead of doing school shit, I would make art and smoke weed, but I would make art. And I would get in trouble for that, you know? So like, I would in order to like prove to people and to myself that I wasn't lazy or undisciplined, I just kind of numbed the part of my brain that like needs a break, to the point where now I like compulsively make shit. I can't not make nothing. Like it's not great, but it is what it is. Like it's like, am I making sense? Like, I don't even know what it feels like to be like, man, I don't feel like doing this. Cause I kind of don't even remember what it felt like to feel like doing it. If that makes sense.
Because it was always innate for you to do it.
Yeah, cause I was
never
trying
felt the urge to do it because it was already happening.
And I was trying to prove that like whatever I was doing was worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just like that don't even cross my mind. Like, I never feel like doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So you never not feel like not doing it, or you just never feel?
I never feel like doing it. I'm just doing it.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say?
All right, so it's not something that you really think about. You just know that it has to get done, and you're doing it.
For whatever reason, I feel like it has to get done. And it's like, this shit is not life or death. But I'm like losing sleep because I'm like, bro, oh my God, bro, I gotta think of this punchline. Or like, I gotta fix these drums. Like, and I'm like up thinking like, damn, I gotta fix these drums. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
That goes kind of like that feeling of just feeling incomplete without completing what you need to complete.
Type shit.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It sounds like your spirit is always trying to be liberated through your work. So your physical being don't even matter. You like a conduit for something deeper inside of yourself.
That, that sounds nice. And put that on my obituary. Put that on my obituary, because that was fire. I fuck with that.
Because I just feel like sometimes we are not, our soul and our body don't always are on the same basis. It's not the same all the time. So our body is responding to, you want your body to respond to your spirit and your soul, not the other way around.
Yeah. I'll put it to you like this. I don't even know what taking a break feel like. And that's not me on some like, oh, I gotta grind. That's not on that. Like, I literally have not had a day off in years, where it's like, if I have even a modicum of free time, I'm like, I could be recording right now, or I could be writing right now, or I could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I be having to force myself to chill. And recently, I got to the point where I've started to get like physically sick every time I have downtime. Like, every time I have downtime, I get sick. Because my body is like, nigga, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, I guess I'm getting up there in age or whatever, but yeah, that's,
So then that leads to the next question. How do you practice self-care?
I was about to go there.
Like, what does your self-care routine look like? Because it sounds like,
if at all,
right?
Yeah.
Or actually, this is a loaded question. Like, before I even ask what your self-care routine, do you even experience burnout then?
I'm always burnt out.
Okay.
Doing comedy was like, so, okay. That's why doing comedy has been so great, because I remember the first time I did comedy, I was so scared. I mean, I'm talking about scared, right? Mm-hmm. You know the type of fear you get where like the inside of your mouth feel like it's a giant space, and you feel like you could swallow your tongue.
No, I usually get the stomach feeling where I feel like I'm about to I'm on a roller coaster and I feel like I'm about to doo-doo or something. Like.
It's that, but I get real cotton mouth. So I'm scared as fuck. But then I get on stage and I blacked out. Like, not in a dramatic way, I didn't pass out, but like nothing existed prior to that. And I was not thinking about nothing after that moment. I was just right I was like right in the moment, bro. Like, it was so crazy. I don't even remember how I did or what I even said. But I was like, oh, okay, I like this feeling because I'm right here. I'm like, you feel me? It was like I'm super present. And I feel like that every time I get on stage, every time I do comedy, like I'm like in the moment. Nothing before, nothing after. So to answer your question about burnout, yeah, I like always feel burnt out. That's why we would have conversations and I was like, man, this music shit, I'm not even having fun no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing it because like, it's literally all I know how to do. You know?
I did want to jab that in when you were saying that because it was the love of music that kept you making music, but the business side of it is what was like, nah, this whack. This is just a lot. Because you don't get to focus on what you want to focus on.
Yeah, for sure.
Because now you got to worry about marketing a song after you made it for you.
Yeah.
You made it for you from your experience, but it's like, now how am I about to get these people to understand this right here?
Yeah. And just like the removal of like the kind of, and doing comedy has helped me to feel more connected to the work I'm doing musically, but I just felt kind of removed from the final product creatively even. Because like, all right, yeah, I can play guitar, I can sing, I can make beats, whatever. I'm competent. So it's like, yeah, I'm doing that. It's fine. And in that process, I made some shit that I really believe in and I really love, but I also made a lot of shit that like, I was just like doing because I could. And that was just kind of like, that's like kind of like creative death, if you ask me. Just doing something because you know how, not really having like a
purpose.
Yeah.
Not being intentional.
A good example of that is when Kid Cudi said, I don't want to make no more sad songs. Because I'm good at it, don't mean I want to keep doing it.
Exactly.
So it's like you taking your gift for granted. Bring me to my next question. Like, when it comes down to the process of creation, because I feel like when you was talking, comedy gave you a sense of creative relief so you can appreciate the music.
100%.
So in the process of creation, in either field or whatever that you choose, how are you leaning on all of those different things? How are you incorporating it? Or have you even thought about incorporating all of the facets of your creativity in one piece?
Yeah, I'm scared to do that, to be honest, man, because, if I start to feel the way about comedy that I felt about music for many years, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Cause like,
Find something else to create.
but I don't know because like, once I started doing this shit, it was like a lot of shit clicked and it was like, damn, this is all what I've always wanted. I mean, I won class clown in school. My goal in the 7th grade was to win class clown as a senior in high school. That was my goal the minute I got to middle school. And I did that shit. I always wanted to be funny, but that was something that I really would get in trouble for. So I didn't think shit was even possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, couldn't even see it for myself until I read this book, The Comedy Bible. And it like broke down how to write jokes. And I was like, okay, now I can, but that's besides the point. If comedy becomes what music was, just like a thing that I just do because I can, that shit probably is gonna be, I'm gonna probably need a 24-hour, you feel me? A nigga gonna have to check on me every hour type shit.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? Cause this is the only like, it's the only, like you were saying, it's the only like true moment of freedom. Even if it's a 5-minute set or a 10-minute set, for them 10 minutes, I'm like free. You know what I'm saying? Truly.
It just made me question, like, did you feel like you hit your precipice with music? Like reached the point, not in terms of the creativity part, but I know a big part of all three of us as artists, are your work being recognized in the way that you want it to be recognized, not just, oh yeah, that's dope because I really don't know shit about reading books. Cause nigga, I don't read, but that line is dope. Like I get a lot of that. Like, do you feel like you just reached that point? Like, I don't have nothing else for this.
Yeah, not because I wasn't, not because of the recognition, because like, you know, I was, it's, recognition is fine. I was making a living off music up until recently. Actually, I didn't get like a 9 to 5 until like 2023, I think, 24. I can't remember it recently. So I was like, you know, I've had record deals. I've gone on tour. I've had like big placements. You know what I'm saying? Like songs getting placed on like big TV shows and stuff like that. I've done cool shit that like that you could get that satisfies the need for recognition. It was more so like the actual life aspect of it, feeling like, damn, like this is really all I have to offer. This is really the only thing I can do. I believed that for quite some time. Like, I put all my eggs in this basket. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And now I don't even, like I was telling you about, like not having days off. That was my reality. Like, I would work. I was going to school. I was like, you know, I was doing all this shit, and then I was also doing music. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I had no time to myself, no time of my own. You feel me? And so, yeah, that's what it was. If that makes sense.
It makes sense. I kind of want to backpedal. So, what's your self-care routine now then? Because if you burnt out, bruh, and you know you burning out, it's like, what keeps you going, and how you take care of yourself in that?
Shit.
I know sometimes you put boundaries on people, because sometimes I got to put an Amber Alert out for your ass.
Yeah. See, that's my thing, bro. Like, I just go ghost or some shit like that for a while. Or, yeah, you know, I guess I ride a bike. I like to ride my bike. I'll do, like, when it's warm outside, I'll like bike 26 miles and just zone out. You feel me? I like going to the gym. I've been slipping on my pimping though. I've been slipping on my pimping, dog. But yeah, physical activity. Ride my bike, go to the gym, you know, smoke a little weed. But that's not really self-care. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's kind of like,
Medicate.
yeah, that's a whole nother aspect of it. But that type of shit. I eat what I like to eat. Good food and shit. You know, keep some laughter. I gotta keep, I think keeping like a lighthearted perspective on life and keeping like a you know, joyful perspective on life is a form of self-care too.
That's definitely a different perspective.
I just told my sister this morning, laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, for real.
'Cause that's keeping it simple instead of putting, like, some people, we ask that question, we'll get a ton of different responses, but we never got that response. Because it's like you setting the bar low for the happiness too. Like, you making it achievable. Just change your mindset.
For real. That's really huge. My father taught me that. That's really a huge thing. Like, just like to, you know, just really like be in control of how you see shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like that could be the difference between life or death, really. That could be the difference between stagnation and, you know, motion. That like just really just your perspective and the way you view your own capabilities. Like, motherfucker might tell you, only 20% of people can do that. Well, shit, nigga, I'm 20% then. You know what I'm saying? Like, and really like believe in that shit unapologetically. That takes practice and time. You know what I'm saying? But I think, you know, thinking like that is a form of self-care. Because if I thought the other way, you know what I'm saying? You know how many times I'd have been up and then not been up? Like had bread, not had bread, had hella motion, had no motion, went from, you know, living all over the country to living at my mama's crib. Like that shit didn't happen to me so many times that if every time I lost, I took that shit to heart, I'd have been quit. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the most important thing about the creative mindset. Again, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. Some people wouldn't even have the heart to say that until they got them M's and then they want to tell the story. You still in the progress of the journey and you being transparent with that. And that's what's real important with just letting the viewers know. You could be possibly inspiring somebody who's specifically in that space right now, which is why we ask some of the things that we ask. On a lighter note, just to pick it up a little bit, because you didn't got in there, you got transparent with us. What's some things that we can expect from Contour this summer?
Same old shit. You know what I'm saying? Just a fun show. It's just a fun night, man, where you can come through, chill. It might be some free food there, you know, but it will for sure be a free show there every time. And yeah, you can kind of just escape for a minute. You done been there a couple of times.
I've been there. I fell off. Like you fell off on the gym. I fell off on Contour. I ain't been in a couple of months.
It's on a Sunday. It's been cold. I get it.
No, it ain't about the cold. It's just I've been working on some other stuff. You know what I mean?
And then
working on other stuff. I might not finish that in a certain amount of time. Then when I come to Contour, I end up having a drink, talking shit with the folks out there. You know how the meetup be. Soon as it let out, then next thing you know, I'm pulling up at the house 12, 1 o'clock.
Facts.
And I get up at 4 every day. So, you know, that kind of throw off the rhythm. And then I won't go to the gym in the morning. You know what I mean? But
if you come through, you will automatically feel like the people that's there been your friends for like ever. It's weird. It's like a time portal where you go in there.
It's not weird.
It's like Cheers.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
It's not weird because it's a vibe, bro. Like, and then there's so many people that I've seen there, had conversations there, and then once I see them outside that space, like, hey, I know you from Contour.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, right.
And now we friends.
It's like a cult gathering.
Yeah. Yeah, but we ain't drinking no Kool-Aid, no Flavor Aid. You know what I'm saying?
Fit my blood.
This might be hard, and you might not even want to say. I respect if you don't say, but who is your favorite combination of artists on the Matter Contour? Like, I've had a couple.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like, I'm going to say, out of all the music artists, like, dang, I forget Buddy's name. Oh, man, I forget his name. The producer with...
Will Cherry.
With Creative Mondays?
Oh, Cassius G.
Cassius G, man. He set that bitch on fire one night.
Yeah. Cassius G, yeah.
And that's from rap, because you know what I mean? The rap, the DJ, that's the roots. But who set that motherfucker on fire one night was Beach Staff.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Beach Staff. Fire.
It's an indie rock band from Cleveland. One of the dudes is a professor at CSU. They are so hard, bro. Man, they check them out on Apple Music, whatever, bro. They so hard. But then live, forget about it. Beat Staff, top tier. Sierra Delane, top tier. Will Cherry. You know what I'm saying? Deshaun Francis, one of my favorite comedians. James Earl Brassfield, one of my favorite comedians. Elliot Giroux, one of my favorites.
That's my dog right there. I feel like I know Elliot my whole life. That's my dog there. Shout out to Elliot, man.
Yeah,
Elliot.
man. That's my nigga. So it's hard to say because everybody, it's like, again, it's like a time warp. People come there and they be having like so much fun that their performances are, you know, we done had artists email us like, this is the most fun I've ever had performing at a show. I can't wait to do it again. It's something special. I don't know. It's like lightning in a bottle. I don't even really know what makes it that way. It's everything. It's all the things. The spot, the night, the time, it's all greater than the sum of its parts for real. And I'm not even trying to overhype it like you gonna get in there and just transform. It's just legitimately a good time. Like, I can't explain. You just get in there and you get to chilling and it's a vibe.
So just to bring it all the way back to you, because I feel like we pitching kind of too. People to pull up. I know me and my wife definitely gonna do date night there soon. Dead ass, because I gotta see it now. I done heard about it for so long. You gave a lot of gems out. I want you to just speak to any artist that is coming up, comedians, musicians, anybody that you see wanting to do what you do.
First thing I would say is practice. Like, that's the biggest, like, practice. Never stop practicing. If you want to write all the time. Don't be scared to be bad. In fact, try to prove to yourself that you are bad. And then you'll probably disprove that. But like, you know, a lot of times like perfectionism make you not even keep going because you're like, man, this shit ass. And people gonna read this and laugh at me. Well, so prove it. Prove that people will read it and think it's stupid because that's probably not even true. So practice, be flexible, like, because you would think that it's supposed to go a certain way, and then you closing yourself off to what could possibly be in store for you. You know what I'm saying? It's it's like a dance, but like be flexible, like, you know. Yeah. If you want to be a musician and you trying to go on tour, but then you get like an offer to like teach, you like, I don't want to be no damn teacher. Maybe you should, because maybe that's an excuse to practice more. And maybe that will maybe that'll make you understand your shit a little bit differently. And then now you're more prepared to do some other thing. So practice, stay flexible, and watch or read or listen to other people's stuff. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, really pay attention to what other people are doing. Not to steal it, but just to, like, you know, just see what the game is like out here. See what niggas is doing. Even if you just seeing it to do exactly the opposite. You know what I'm saying? But you should know what other people are doing. You should have a referential knowledge of what other people are doing, because that's just gonna strengthen your authority as an artist.
It's called benchmarking. So tell the people where they can find you.
At Peach Curls on Instagram, peachcurls.com. The website right now is a little outdated, but all the links still work. All that merch is still purchasable. You feel me?
They're that business at. Yeah.
You can still purchase merchandise from the website. You can still find the music on the website. It's just all the stuff from the old album. So I haven't like updated that in a while, but still active. So at Peach Curls on Instagram, peachcurls.com. And then, you know, catch me at your local comedy show. I'll be in Lakewood April 4th. Well, I don't know when this is coming out, but I'll be in Lakewood April 4th doing comedy.
All right.
It's a place called The Hall, I think. Lakewood. If you go to Don't Tell Comedy, Don't Tell Cleveland, click the link. You can buy tickets there. On Instagram, at Don't Tell Cleveland. Oh, also at Con2 Live, Con_2_live. That's it.
I've been waiting on you to finish so I can say, and Stream Meadow.
Stream it.
That's my favorite album. Stream Meadow.
Stream it.
Or maybe we can get another Peach album.
No, I got one. It's one coming. I'm working on an album right now.
Man, come on, man. We got close to the end, man. Tell me something about it.
Yeah,
can I get a preview?
I'm gonna play it for you after this. It's the best. It's my best work. Truly, it's like doing. That's what I'm saying. Doing comedy reinvigorated me with the music because I realized that like I don't have to make shit that like I think people want to hear. I can like really like. It's weird, but it's hard, bro. Like I'm talking some shit on there. The flows are crazy. The beats are crazy. The ideas are wild. Yeah. So I'm working on that right now. I'm like
averaging the album every 2 years.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
I'm like 85% done with that shit. It's 14
the
songs.
visuals on this shit is hard too.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Sound like you got the Jay-Z shit for me. If you want to listen to the old Peach, you know what I'm saying? Listen to the old albums and shit, man.
Yeah,
I
they there.
That metal bag, though, man.
They there.
That's my favorite
shit,
bag right
this
there.
about to be your new favorite. Watch, I'm telling you. This about to be your new favorite. About to be a new favorite.
I hope so, man.
Daytime Noir on Hulu. Stream that.
Peach Girls, y'all.
Peach
TJ Maclin. Thaddeus and the Green. We out.
That shit was dope.